Assalamualaikum and hi, I bid to our respected lecturer. My name is Nur Irna Alim binti Abdul Halim with matrix number 88200341. In this video, me and my groupmates are going to talk about the tasks that have been issued to us regarding problems encountered by the employers during this pandemic. So without further ado, let's start with the introduction. As we all are aware, the coronavirus outbreak has been going out of control lately, affecting people from around the world. Not just it affected us individually, but it also has dominated our public life. Schools are closed, public events are postponed or even cancelled, and the entire region had been locked down and under movement control order just to stop the virus from spreading. And because of that, our economy is facing severe consequences. When I talk about the economy, we all know that it ties well with the world of work. The coronavirus outbreak has meant that a lot of workplaces have had to close or make big changes like having their employees to work from home. We can say that employees are scared to lose their job, and on the other hand, employers themselves are struggling to survive just to avoid themselves from going out of business or bankrupt. So, in this research, we have studied the employment problems faced during this pandemic by giving out forms to fill for the workers out there. So we will continue this presentation with data analysis by the next presenter. Thank you.
I will start presenting for the summary of the survey that we had done from May 18 to May 22, 2021. The Google Form survey consists 13 questions and distributed over social media such as WhatsApp and Instagram. During the poll, we obtained 42 responses with 14 males and 28 female participating. Besides, this survey is conducted in general to all ages and not only for RTHM students. The majority of the people who responded to our survey were between the ages of 18 and 50. There are 27 people or teenagers between the ages 18 and 30, 5 individuals between the ages of 31 and 40, 7 individuals between the ages of 41 and 50, and 3 elder people in their 50s and 60s. The third question is, do you prefer to be self-employed, work under NGO or work under government? There are 14 persons want to be self-employed, 6 people prefer to work under NGO, and 22 people choose to work under government.
Hi, I'm Farisha and I'm going to continue with question 4, 5 and 6. So for question 4, what do you prefer to be self-employed, working under an NGO or working under government? So most of the respondents, which is 52.4% or 22 respondents answered to government is more secured. Next, 23.3% or 14 respondents said that it is their own self-interest. 11.9% respondents or 5 respondents answered to self-employed is more secured. And lastly, 1 respondent or 2.4% said that it is easy to get a loan. Next, for question 5, being self-employed is more worth than working under an employer. So, 47.6% respondents or 20 respondents said yes. Next, 14.3% or 6 respondents answered to no, and the others, 38.1% or 16 respondents are not related to this question. Last but not least, for question 6, was your job affected throughout this COVID-19 pandemic? There are 61.9% respondents or 26 respondents answered to yes, and the others, 38.1% or 16 respondents answered to no. That's all from me. Let's proceed with the next group members for the next question. Thank you.
Okay, for the question number 7, if you are self-employed, do you think your income enough to cover your living expenses? A total of 42 people answered this question. and 14 people answered yes, 13 people answered no, and 15 people answered irrelevant. The results show that it is not a significant differences. For those who answered yes, maybe the person have no dependents, have to be born. The person can be a student who looking for side income, so that they only care for themselves, and they don't want to burden their family to get their own pocket money. Meanwhile, for those answered no, the person may be a head of the family who needs to make a living for his family. The head family needs to buy a daily needs, need to pay taxes, bill, and give some pocket money to their children. This can make sense why some people who self-employed did not get enough for their income. In pandemic COVID-19 made the situation become worse because they need to lock down and cannot go to work. Not related may mean the person works for the government or does not work. Question number 8. Do you receive any help from the government financially? 25% click yes and 17 people click no. Well, basically, government give this financial assistance to B40 and M40. B40 is measured as household that earn a household income of 3,855 ringgit and below, and M40 whose median household are at least 6,725 ringgit. So maybe the person who did not get the government financial is not B40 or M40. For the question number 9 is, in your opinion, do you think the financial help from the government enough to cover your daily expenses? For this question, a total of 14 people answered yes, 22 people answered no, and 6 people answered not related. For those who answered yes, it is maybe because they have a good financial management and spend well their money. But to people who say not enough to cover their daily expenses, maybe they have a larger dependent, such as they have more children, or maybe they need to take care of their parents. It is also can be totally don't go to work because of this pandemic. Total 6 people are not related, maybe because of they did not enough time to fill the form about the government financial, or they are not in M40 and B40.
Hi, I'm Azia. So let's continue to the next question. For the question 10, the question asks to the respondent either the people who are close with them, especially friends or family that have lost their jobs during this COVID-19 pandemic or not. Based on the data, due to the percentage of the respondent, 73.8% of them said yes, while 26.2% said no. This means that most of the workers in our country are losing their jobs during this pandemic. Question 10 inquire of those who answered yes to the question 10, what was their previous jobs? According to the data, 51.4% of the respondents state that they are working under NGO, while 8.6% are working under government. Also, 40% are self-employed. This means that the individuals who lose the most job are those who work for non-governmental organizations. People working for the government, on the other hand, lose the least number of jobs, while people who self-employed are in average. Due to these two questions, we can see that we may infer that working for the government remains stable even during the COVID-19 pandemic, owing to his steady income and less influent jobs in the current climate. For the NGO workers, because of the difficulties in carrying out operations, a significant number of NGO employees lost their jobs, and the council was forced to lay off workers due to a lack of revenue. The self-employed also having quite a large number of people who lose their jobs. It is because they are not getting work properly, especially the sellers who had to close their shop and must work from home.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Ahmadinish Bezarim. My metric number AA200611, and I'm going to present to you for the question 12-13. Question 12 asks, if you had a business and your business was affected by the pandemic, what action would you take? 22 of the respondents replied that they would like to run an online business. 11 of another respondent stated that they would like to venture to another fields of work. And 5 of another respondent says that if they are a seller, they would sell the essential with a price that little bit higher than usual. And last but not least, 3 of another respondent replied that they would go for agriculture. The last question asks, what is your advice to the people that have trouble to choose between being self-employed or being working under employer? There are 9 respondents that respond to choose the work according to your abilities and responsibilities which suits you. 3 other respondents choose to work under an employer, and 1 respondent replied to work under the government because government can maintain the monthly salary. And there are another 25 response from the one that I have stated earlier.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Nazifah binti Mat Azam. In conclusion, surviving the impact of COVID-19 is not easy. All communities are affected by this pandemic, such as jobless and pay cuts. Not to forget, some of them must work from home with incomplete equipment such as at the workplace. Instead of just being unemployed, why not if we find a new ways to open new jobs and just not rely to the government? Stop complaining and despair because there are various branches of employment can be ventured into cover daily life. We must rebuild the institution and redistribution policies that help improve the income and living standard of the targetable vulnerable household through the provision of support in employment opportunities, starting small business, school, education, housing, and healthcare facilities. The community must work together to revive the country's economy, which has collapsed since the implementation of the Movement Control Order (MCO) in March 2020. The government has also helped by helping an allocation to the people to help we survive. Therefore, we must use it as best as we can. So that's all from our group. I hope that our country will recover from this pandemic soon. Thank you. Stay safe.